Accurate forecast in the Ozarks.
All in all, not a bad way to start 2023 with, I know, a foggy start to the day, but the afternoon was so nice. 49 outside right now with that high overcast developing across the area. Take a look at the highs today and take a look at the range in temperatures that we had in the area. 56 was the daytime high in West Plains. Meanwhile, areas north and west of there, low to mid 60s were common. You got into northwest Arkansas, though, and it was low to mid 70s that we found in that area. 73 was today's high in Harrison, good enough to top the old record high of 71. Here in Springfield, 63. And this cool air that you see off to the east, that was basically a leftover footprint from that foggy start to the day that we had across much of southern Missouri. Had we not had those low clouds and that fog this morning, I think we probably would have tacked on a few more degrees on top of what we enjoyed this afternoon, and it wasn't bad at all for early January. Again, pretty quiet across the region right now. I am going to be watching for more fog development, at least in some areas later tonight. Here's that storm that's been plaguing California with flooding rains. It's now moving through the southwest, and it will lead to a threat of severe weather in the middle of the country. This is instability, and as this front and this storm moves into the middle of the country and draws warmth and moisture north, that's going to lead to at least limited levels of instability across the Ozarks tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night. Now notice the higher levels of instability off to the south across Texas, Louisiana, and southern Arkansas. And where we have the better balance of instability and wind energy, that's where we're going to have the higher severe weather threat, which appears to be from about Little Rock south down to Shreveport, Louisiana. Now we're going to be on the northern end of this. There will be plenty of wind energy, and there looks to be enough instability to support a threat of severe weather. This would be toward late afternoon going into the overnight time frame on Monday. Now where we have the slight risk area here, generally along and south of Highway 60, that's where I think the better chances, although limited, the better chances for all modes of severe weather will be, including the risk of maybe an isolated brief tornado. So looking at our severe weather threats as we head into Monday night with this storm system, as far as tornadoes, I can't rule out one or two isolated brief tornadoes. Also, we could see some large hail up to quarter size, high wind gusts up to maybe 60 miles per hour. And I think given the setup of this storm, I think the categories that we probably have the higher likelihood of experience in terms of severe weather would probably be high winds, and then after that it might be tornadoes or large hail, given the amount of instability that we're going to find. Also, we'll have to watch out for a localized flooding threat, particularly towards southeast Missouri and northeast Arkansas, where the rainfall totals will be higher. Forecast for tonight, looks like it will stay quiet, but I'll be watching for fog development. Looking ahead to tomorrow, looks like for the most part generally just a cloudy day, although there may be some hints of sunshine around lunchtime. This is 3 o'clock, and notice how the storm threat first kind of moves out of northern Arkansas and into southeast Missouri, with additional storms lining up west of I-49 at 6 o'clock. As far as timing, I think we're probably going to see the severe weather threat kind of focusing between I-49 and Highway 65 around 9 o'clock, and then that severe weather threat will shift east and focus across areas along and east of Highway 63 from, say, 11 o'clock through 1 a.m. on Tuesday morning, and then those storms will move out. And for Tuesday, I think we're going to find mostly sunny skies as things quiet down in the wake of that storm. I mentioned the heavier rainfall amounts off to the southeast. We could see a few inches of rain in places like Mountain Home and West Plains, lighter amounts to the northwest. Temperatures tonight, they're going to hold steady and then rise a little bit, I think, toward morning with the possibility of fog in a couple of different spots. One here in the higher elevation areas here south of I-44, and then also I think another spot for fog development will be north of Highway 54. This would be later tonight into the morning hours. Look at those mild temperatures, upper 60s and low 70s. We will not hold on to that. It looks like things will be kind of righting themselves as we head through the middle of the week as we see winter returning. Looks like highs in the upper 50s on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday and Thursday highs drop back into the upper 30s, which, you know, it's seasonably cold for early January before rebounding a bit as we head into the upcoming weekend.
So tomorrow afternoon and evening, really the time to keep an eye on the storm.
Yeah, I think if you're concerned about severe weather in our area, it's going to tend to be late afternoon, closer to sunset, and then overnight.
All right, Jamie, thank you.